We got less than a month to go before the deadline here. Is this new deal going to be able to get things across the finish line?
Well, Boris Johnson is sounding optimistic. With 29 days to go, he's saying that he is now ready to make a deal, that he's willing to sit down with EU officials, but he still has that threat out there that the UK will leave on October 31st with or without a deal. But he is signaling a much greater willingness to negotiate with the EU than he has in the past. And this proposal will start off 2 weeks of negotiation with the EU. It may have just enough in there, just enough of a compromise, some olive branches to the European Union to get past them, and may be able to squeak through in Parliament. But there's still, a lot of opposition and serious hurdles to get through. He's got to get that deal past the European Union officials before he can bring it to his own Parliament.
And the proposal does not include the contentious Irish backstop. I mean, how can he get the backing from Parliament then? Yeah,
so it's interesting. This it had believed, and Theresa May had believed when she was Prime Minister, that you had to have the backstop in there. You couldn't get it past Parliament without it. Well, she failed 3 times. Now he's come up with a different kind of what you might term solution to the Irish situation. It's basically he puts Northern Ireland kind of in its own place, and sort of splits the Irish seat. You would not need you would need customs checks, which the EU and Ireland don't like, but you don't have that, the backstop, which has become so contentious. It has a lot of criticism, and the EU is not thrilled with this proposal, but there's enough there to have those talks. And he's receiving some cautious optimism from Eurosceptics who are saying they might consider this. So there's enough there to keep the talks going. And in Boris Johnson fashion, the other day he had said this was a last offer, a final offer, and now he's saying, there may be a little bit more wiggle room there, that we're in a zone here. He didn't use final offer. So we will see, but there is enough there to keep these talks going.
Jodi, right, there's been that sort of shift in tone. So how has the Prime Minister's rhetoric kind of changed about the finality of the deal and what his strategy is actually going to be?
Yeah, he's sticking to that. We will leave on October 31st with or without a deal, that they'll have a no-deal Brexit if needed. But he is now saying that he is willing to negotiate, and he hopes to negotiate a deal that he can get through the EU and he can get through Parliament, and that would allow there to be an agreement, not a no-deal Brexit.